The galaxy had always believed the battle beasts could not be stopped. They were giant armored creatures, feared on every planet they stepped on. Their size, their teeth, and their cruel intelligence made them the perfect soldiers for any empire that paid for their service. Entire cities had fallen because of them. Entire planets had surrendered without a fight. Everyone knew one simple rule: if the battle beasts arrived, survival was only luck. But on one quiet day, something happened that no one expected. Something small, something simple, something that should not have mattered, and yet it changed everything. It began on a distant human colony world named Farpent 3. A soft wind moved through the tall green grass fields, and the sky was a bright mix of gold and blue. Children played outside the small town, while adults worked in fields or repaired buildings. Life was not perfect on this colony, but it was peaceful, and humans valued peace more than anything. A young boy named Aaron wandered near the edge of the settlement. He was no older than 10. His dark hair fell over his eyes, and his expression was calm, curious, and quiet. Aaron often explored alone because he liked the silence of the open fields. He liked watching strange insects crawl over the ground, and he liked picking small flowers to take home to his mother. Today felt normal, just like every other day, until he heard a sound that froze him. It was a low rumble, like a storm rolling across metal. The ground under his shoes began to vibrate. Aaron turned slowly, expecting maybe a transport ship landing nearby. But what he saw was not a ship. It was not human. It was not anything friendly. A massive silhouette rose over the hill, then another, and another. The battle beasts had arrived. Aaron did not know their name, but he understood danger when he saw it. The creatures were almost 3 meters tall, with thick black armor plates that looked like living metal. Their eyes glowed a sickly yellow, and sharp teeth filled their mouths. They carried giant spears made from folded energy, and they moved with heavy, powerful steps. They were marching toward the human settlement. Aaron felt his heart pound in his chest. He wanted to run, but fear held him still. The first battle beast roared into the air, and the sound cracked the quiet like lightning. Birds burst into the sky in fear. Aaron stumbled backward. That was when he heard another sound, smaller, sharper, almost angry. He turned his head and saw a creature he knew only from small colony vids. A honey badger, but this one was different, larger, angrier. Its fur shimmered slightly, as if touched by some strange cosmic energy. It stared at Aaron with sharp black eyes, and its teeth flashed when it growled. Aaron stepped back again, unsure if the honey badger was a threat too. The honey badger stepped toward him, then it stopped. Its nose twitched as if smelling something only it could understand. Slowly, without warning, the creature walked around him in a tight circle. Aaron held his breath, expecting it to run off or attack. But instead, the honey badger stopped beside him, almost like it was choosing to stand with him. A strange connection passed between them. Aaron did not speak, but he felt it. A silent understanding. The honey badger would protect him. The ground shook harder now. The battle beasts marched closer, their shadows stretching across the grass. Aaron could hear the sound of their claws cutting into the soil. He could hear their heavy breathing. He could hear their weapons charging with a deadly hum. Aaron finally tried to run, but the honey badger stepped in front of him and growled, not at Aaron, at the giants approaching. It stood between Aaron and the battle beasts like a tiny warrior ready to fight an army. Aaron stared in confusion. "What are you doing?" he whispered. The honey badger only bared its teeth more. The first of the battle beasts noticed them. Its yellow eyes narrowed. It let out a deep growl and pointed a clawed hand toward the boy. The others followed its gaze. In seconds, 6 armored beasts turned toward Aaron. They started moving faster. Aaron felt tears well in his eyes. He was just a child. He could not fight. He could barely run. He was alone. No one from the settlement could see him from this far away. No one knew the danger he was in. But the honey badger did not move. It stood firm, its legs wide, its head low, its entire body ready to attack or be attacked. It did not fear anything. One of the beasts roared again, louder this time. The roar made Aaron fall to his knees. But the honey badger did not even flinch. Instead, it charged forward with a speed Aaron did not expect. It ran straight at the battle beasts. The giants paused, shocked by such a small creature showing no fear. The honey badger leapt at the closest one, biting into its metal-like armor. Sparks flew. The battle beast screamed and swung its arm, trying to throw the creature off. But the honey badger held on, its claws digging deep. Aaron watched with wide eyes. The honey badger was fighting for him. The other battle beasts moved to attack, but something strange happened. As the honey badger fought, a bright pulse of energy burst from its body. The light was blue and white like a star flickering in the dark. The beasts stopped again, confused. This was not normal. This was not part of their training. They had faced many creatures, but never one that glowed with cosmic energy. The honey badger landed on the ground, growled, and stood protectively in front of Aaron again. Aaron could not understand why this creature defended him, but the battle beasts suddenly looked unsure. And for the first time in a long time, they felt something close to fear. The air around Aaron felt heavy, as if the entire world was holding its breath. The honey badger stood firm between the frightened boy and the towering battle beasts, its small body glowing softly with that strange blue-white energy. Aaron did not understand what this creature was or why it was protecting him, but he could feel its determination, its fierce loyalty, and its desire to keep him safe at any cost. The battle beasts did not step back. They had never stepped back from any threat in their entire lives. Their training was absolute. Their confidence was unbreakable. Their strength was unmatched. But they hesitated, unsure if this glowing creature was something they had studied or something far worse. The leader of the group, a massive beast with deep scars across its chest, snarled loudly and lifted its spear. The humming energy weapon crackled with light, sending waves through the air. The message was clear: attack. Aaron held his breath, but the honey badger did not move until the first beast took a single step forward. Then the creature launched itself like a bolt of lightning. Its claws slashed across the armor of the beast, sending sparks flying. The giant roared, stumbling backward in shock. The honey badger circled fast, biting into the beast's leg with supernatural strength. Aaron watched in disbelief as the huge creature fell to one knee, but the others did not wait. They rushed forward together, swinging their heavy arms and slamming their weapons into the ground. The earth shook beneath Aaron. The young boy pressed his hands over his ears, terrified by the chaos unfolding in front of him. The honey badger dodged left and right, moving faster than anything Aaron had ever seen. Each time it attacked, the glowing energy around its body grew brighter. It left faint trails of light behind it. It scratched the armor of one beast, bit into the arm of another, and leapt over a third with impossible speed. But there were too many of them. One of the beasts swung its huge arm and knocked the honey badger off its feet. The creature rolled across the grass and slid to a stop, barely catching itself in time. Aaron gasped. For a moment he feared the creature was hurt. The beasts saw their chance and prepared to strike at the small defender all at once. Aaron's heart pounded painfully. He could not watch the honey badger get crushed. He could not let the creature face the danger alone. His legs shook so badly that he could barely stand, but he pushed himself to his feet. He shouted, "Stop! Go away, leave it alone." His voice was small compared to the thunderous roars of the beasts, but something about his cry made the creatures pause for a brief moment. They turned their glowing eyes toward him, confused. To them he was nothing but a fragile child, someone who should not stand, someone who should not speak against them, someone weak. But Aaron did not look weak in that moment. His voice trembled, yes, but he stared back at the beasts with all the bravery he had in his small heart. He took a step forward, positioning himself between the beasts and the fallen honey badger. The beasts growled angrily at the insult. The honey badger rose again. Its eyes locked onto Aaron, and a strange look filled them. Not anger, not confusion, something like pride. The glowing light around the creature pulsed stronger, brighter, more powerful than before. The leader raised its spear again and roared so loudly that the air shook. Aaron covered his ears, but he did not step back. The honey badger moved quickly, planting itself right in front of Aaron. The beasts prepared to launch an attack that would crush both the child and the creature in one blow. But then the sky changed. A deep rumbling sound echoed from above. Clouds swirled. A shadow passed over the field. The beasts glanced up with sudden alarm. Aaron squinted and saw something huge descending from the sky, something metal shining and shaped like a giant winged arrow. A ship, but not a human ship. The honey badger's fur rose as if it recognized the new arrival. The beasts shouted in their harsh language, spreading out slightly, unsure if this new ship had come to help them or to confront them. The ship landed with a heavy blast of dust and wind. The side of the vessel opened, and a ramp extended to the ground. Strange silhouettes walked out, tall figures dressed in smooth silver armor with glowing lines running down their arms and legs. Their movements were calm, controlled, unlike the savage power of the battle beasts. Aaron stared in confusion. These were not humans, they were not beasts, they were something in between. Their bodies were slim, their faces covered by sleek helmets, and their glowing eyes watched everything with sharp attention. The beasts growled nervously. The honey badger lowered itself, ready to defend Aaron from anyone, man, beast, or alien. One of the silver-armored figures stepped forward. Its voice echoed through a masked translator, smooth and calm. "Stand down," it said to the battle beasts. "The child is under protection." The beasts roared in anger. Protection of a human child meant an insult to their pride. They had been sent here to seize territory, to show dominance, and nothing angered them more than interference. The leader pointed its spear toward the silver figure, challenging them. The silver figure tilted its head. "You are breaking treaty law." The beasts shouted again, ignoring the warning. Aaron stood silent, unsure what any of this meant. The honey badger remained beside him like a living wall of fury. The silver figure slowly raised one hand. A soft blue wave of energy shimmered around its arm. The beasts charged. Everything happened at once. The honey badger leapt forward again, glowing brighter than before. The silver figure stepped aside, releasing a controlled burst of energy that knocked two beasts off their feet. The leader swung its spear with a speed that shook the air. Aaron fell backward as the ground split open. The honey badger landed on the leader's chest and released a beam of blue light directly into the creature's armor. The light pulsed like a heartbeat, and the giant roared in agony before collapsing to one knee. The silver-armored figures surrounded Aaron, creating a protective half-circle around him. The lead figure glanced down at him gently. "Do not be afraid," it said. "We have come because of you." Aaron did not understand. "Me," he whispered. "Yes," the figure said. "The child chosen by the starborn beast cannot be harmed." Aaron turned slowly toward the glowing honey badger. The starborn beast. The creature protecting him was not normal. It was something legendary. Something feared, something powerful. And it had chosen him. The wind settled around the broken field, carrying the smell of burnt soil and cracked armor. Aaron stood in the center of a small circle of silver-armored beings, the honey badger glowing beside him like a living star. The battle beasts growled from a distance, unsure whether to attack again or retreat. Their leader struggled to stand, its heavy breathing echoing over the grass. Aaron's heart beat fast. He felt small, lost, and confused, yet something inside him refused to break. The honey badger, this strange starborn creature, kept stepping slightly in front of him, as if it understood he was the weakest one here and must be protected above all. One of the silver-armored figures knelt beside Aaron, still keeping its helmet on. "Are you hurt?" it asked in a calm, almost gentle voice. Aaron shook his head slowly. "I'm okay, but what is happening? Why are they attacking? Why are you helping me?" The figure looked toward the glowing honey badger. "Because of that creature, it is not a normal animal. It is one of the oldest living beings in this part of the galaxy. It chooses only one life to protect in its entire existence, and it chose you." Aaron stared at the honey badger, unsure if he should feel honored or terrified. The starborn beast blinked slowly at him, then turned its attention back to the beasts, ready for the next move. Another silver figure stepped forward. This one spoke with a rougher voice. "The battle beasts will not let us leave easily," it said. "They think capturing the chosen child will give them power." Aaron swallowed hard. "Why me? I'm not special." "You are special to the starborn beast," the first figure said, "and that makes you important to every enemy it has ever faced." Aaron had no words to answer. He felt the weight of those words settle onto his shoulders like a heavy stone. The battle beasts regrouped, forming a wide circle around them. Their leader spat something in its harsh language and slammed its spear into the ground. Sparks burst upward like angry flames. The beasts roared again, louder than before, ready to strike with full force. The silver figures tightened their formation around Aaron. Their armor glowed brighter, reacting to the danger. The honey badger crouched low, its energy light growing stronger, forming faint ripples around its paws. The leader of the silver-armored beings raised its hand. "Listen carefully," it said to Aaron. "When we move, stay close to the starborn beast. It will guide you." Aaron hesitated. "Guide me where?" "Somewhere safe," the figure replied. "Somewhere far from this battlefield." Aaron nodded, though fear twisted inside him. The ground trembled again. The battle beasts charged. The world exploded into motion. The silver warriors raised their arms, releasing a burst of blue energy that split the air with a crackling wave. The nearest beasts were pushed back, their massive bodies sliding through the dirt. But the rest kept moving, roaring as they closed the distance with terrifying speed. The honey badger leapt forward, smashing into the legs of one beast and sending it crashing into another. Its glowing claws cut through heavy armor like it was made of soft bark. Aaron watched in awe and fear as the starborn beast moved with impossible agility, each strike measured and full of rage. The Silver Warriors fought too, using weapons made of pure energy that shifted shape in their hands. Blades became shields. Shields became long spears. They moved like flowing water, never wasting a motion. But the battle beasts were stronger. Their brute force cracked the earth. Their strikes shook the air. Aaron ducked as a beast swung its enormous arm, missing him by inches. Dirt flew into his eyes. He fell to one knee, coughing. The honey badger rushed back to him, glowing brighter as if reacting to his fear. It snarled at the beast, blocking its path. One of the Silver Warriors pulled Aaron to his feet. "Stay with us," the warrior said. Aaron nodded, wiping dust from his face. The skies above grew darker. Something else was coming. Aaron could feel it like a deep vibration under his skin. The leader of the Silver Warriors shouted, "We must move now. The reinforcements they called are almost here." Aaron froze, more of them. "Yes," the warrior replied quickly, "and much larger." A deafening roar rolled through the air, deeper and stronger than any sound Aaron had heard so far. Even the battle beasts stopped attacking, turning their heads toward the sky with signs of fear. From high above, a massive shadow drifted across the land. It was not a ship. It was not a cloud. It was a creature. Huge wings stretched across its body. Its skin was dark as metal, and its tail whipped through the air like a giant blade. Its eyes glowed red. Its scream shook the grass flat. Aaron grabbed the honey badger's fur without thinking. "What is that?" "A war beast," the silver leader answered. "Something the battle beasts ride into combat." The winged creature tilted its body downward and began a fast descent. The honey badger growled at the sky, glowing brighter than ever before. The Silver Warriors formed a tight circle around Aaron again, their weapons pointed outward. The sky beast landed with a shockwave that knocked Aaron off his feet again. The ground cracked under the force. The battle beasts roared in triumph, rallying behind their new weapon. The honey badger stepped forward, small but unshaken, its glowing body facing the towering beast. Aaron forced himself to stand. His legs shook, but he pushed up anyway. He knew enough now to understand one thing clearly. The starborn beast would never leave him, and he could not leave it. The giant war beast leaned down, its huge mouth opening with a horrible mechanical grind. The honey badger launched itself up, striking the creature's head with a burst of bright blue light. The impact made the huge creature stagger backward, roaring in frustration. The silver leader looked at Aaron. "We cannot win this by force alone," it said. "There is only one thing we must do." Aaron felt fear twist inside him. "What thing?" "You must accept the bond." Aaron blinked in confusion. "Bond with the honey badger?" "Yes," the leader said. "If you accept it, the starborn beast will reveal its true power. Without your bond, it cannot reach its full strength." Aaron looked at the glowing honey badger, still fighting with everything it had, still protecting him without hesitation. His heartbeat thumped in his chest. "What do I need to do?" he whispered. The silver leader knelt. "Place your hand on its head and choose it back." Aaron swallowed hard and stepped forward. Aaron stepped forward slowly, his heart hammering in his chest. The battlefield around him was loud with roars, screams, and the crackling sound of energy weapons, yet in his mind everything felt strangely quiet. The silver-armored warriors and the battle beasts seemed far away. The only thing he could focus on was the glowing honey badger standing in front of him, its small shape bright against the dark shadow of the giant flying war beast. The honey badger looked back at him with deep, shining eyes. The light around its fur pulsed like a heartbeat. Aaron's hand trembled as he reached out. He wasn't sure what would happen. He wasn't sure if he was strong enough for whatever this bond meant. But he knew the honey badger had protected him again and again without questioning, without fear, without hesitation. And now it was his turn to choose. His hand touched the creature's head. A shock of warm energy rushed through his arm and into his chest. Aaron gasped. The world around him seemed to blur for a moment. His breath caught as his eyes filled with swirling shapes, stars, planets, memories that weren't his. He saw the honey badger standing on worlds he had never visited. He saw ancient battles, impossible creatures, and a feeling of endless courage. The honey badger's energy surrounded him like a warm shield. Its heartbeat echoed in his mind, strong and steady. The connection was instant, powerful, and unbreakable. The silver armor leader stepped back, watching closely. "The bond is complete," the figure said softly. Aaron opened his eyes. Everything looked brighter, sharper. He could feel the honey badger's thoughts as if they whispered in the air. He felt its anger, its loyalty, and something else, something old, something wise. The honey badger's glow grew brighter. The ground beneath its paws began to crack with blue light. Aaron felt the energy rise inside him too, as if the bond let the creature's strength pass through his body. The war beast roared behind them, shaking the air with its massive wings. The battle beasts raised their weapons again, ready to attack with renewed fury. Their leader pointed toward Aaron and the honey badger, shouting commands in its rough, echoing voice. The silver warriors prepared to defend again, but the leader raised a hand. "Wait," it said. "This is no longer our battle." Aaron did not understand at first, but the honey badger did. It stepped forward, its body glowing like a star ready to explode. Aaron followed it automatically, not by choice but by instinct, like something inside him knew he had to stay close. The war beast swung its massive tail forward. The strike would have crushed both of them, but the honey badger leapt high, glowing brighter than ever before. It landed on the creature's tail with a burst of energy that sent a shockwave across the field. The giant beast stumbled back, its claws digging into the soil. Aaron felt the echo of the honey badger's strength inside his chest. His small fists clenched as a spark of blue light flickered around his fingers. He gasped in surprise, staring at the glow, realizing the bond was real, alive inside him. The honey badger charged again, faster than the eye could follow. It climbed the war beast's body, slashing and biting with cosmic energy. The creature roared in pain, its wings flapping wildly. The battle beasts panicked. Their leader shouted orders, but many began to step back. Many had never seen a starborn beast's bonded form. Many had never imagined such power. One silver warrior stepped close to Aaron. "Stay calm," it said. "The beast is channeling strength through you. Your emotions will guide its power." Aaron tried to steady his breath. He watched the honey badger leap, attack, dodge, and strike with impossible speed. The war beast screeched as the small creature landed. The war beast roared with rising fury, shaking its massive wings as dust and shattered earth lifted into the air. The soft blue glow around Aaron and the honey badger pulsed brighter as they stepped forward together, moving as one. Every breath Aaron took felt connected to the creature beside him. Every heartbeat echoed in both their chests. The bond was no longer new, it was growing, strengthening, becoming something powerful. The battle beasts regrouped behind their leader, forming a wall of armored bodies. Their heavy breaths vibrated like drums, and their claws scraped deep grooves into the soil. They watched the war beast carefully, trusting it to crush Aaron and the glowing starborn creature once and for all. But fear mixed with their anger. They had never seen a child stand against a giant. And they had never seen a starborn beast bond with a human. The silver-armored warriors stood at the edges of the battlefield, guarding the area but not interfering. They understood this was no longer their fight. The starborn beast and its chosen child had taken control. All they could do now was protect the perimeter and prevent more enemies from arriving. The war beast lowered its head, its red eyes burning with rage. Its huge jaws opened, spilling hot steam into the air. The honey badger responded with a sharp growl, the glow around its small body rising in strength. Aaron felt a wave of bravery wash through him. It wasn't his own courage alone, it was the honey badger's will mixing with his. The two of them moved first. Aaron pointed his hand toward the war beast, and blue sparks flickered from his fingertips. The honey badger leapt forward at the same moment, its claws glowing like blades of light. The beast swung its massive tail toward them, but a wave of energy burst from Aaron's palm, creating a small shield that slowed the attack just enough for the honey badger to jump over it. The small creature landed on the beast's head again and unleashed a blinding flash. The war beast screeched, shaking violently to throw it off. Aaron raced forward, surprising himself with how fast his legs moved. Blue light flowed from the honey badger into him, giving him speed he never had before. The war beast twisted, trying to crush the honey badger, but Aaron raised both hands. A bright wave shot out, striking the creature's shoulder. The beast staggered. Its wings flapped wildly, sending strong winds across the grass. The leader of the battle beasts roared in frustration. It hated seeing the war beast struggle. It hated seeing a human child defy them. It lifted a second spear, longer and glowing with deep red energy. It prepared a throw that could pierce stone. Aaron felt the danger before he saw it. The honey badger sensed it too. For a moment, the creature's thoughts touched Aaron's mind clearly. Move left. Aaron obeyed instantly. The spear shot through the air, passing so close that he felt the heat burn across his cheek. The spear hit the ground behind him, exploding and sending a wave of dirt into the sky. Aaron fell backward from the force, but the silver-armored leader caught him before he hit the ground. "You must stay focused," it said firmly. "Your bond is strong but unstable. The starborn beast is drawing strength from you and you from it. Keep your mind calm." Aaron nodded breathlessly. "I'm trying." He pushed himself back to his feet. The honey badger jumped from the war beast's back and landed beside him again. Its glow had dimmed slightly, showing the battle was wearing on it. Aaron placed his hand on its back, letting the bond connect deeper. The light around them steadied. The war beast roared again. The ground vibrated. The sky dimmed. It charged. Aaron and the honey badger braced themselves. The creature's giant claw swung toward them like a falling boulder. Aaron held up both his arms, and the honey badger stood in front of him, the blue light between them forming a barrier. The claw slammed against the barrier. The impact shook Aaron's entire body. His legs buckled, but he didn't fall. The honey badger dug its claws into the ground, anchoring them both. Aaron shouted from the pressure, but held the energy shield up. The glow brightened until cracks of light spread across the ground beneath them. The war beast pushed harder. Aaron felt his strength slipping. The honey badger growled loudly, lending more of its power to him. Aaron felt the energy surge through him like fire. He pushed back with everything he had. The barrier flared and exploded outward. The war beast stumbled, caught off balance. Its giant wings flared open. Its tail spun wildly, cutting a deep trench into the ground. The honey badger rushed forward. Aaron ran beside it. Both of them glowed with synchronized light. The war beast swung its huge head toward them, but the honey badger jumped, slashing across its eye. Aaron threw a burst of blue energy at the same moment, striking its jaw. The war beast fell onto one knee, roaring in pain. The battle beasts shouted and rushed toward their giant mount, but the silver warriors blocked them, holding the line to keep them back. The leader of the silver warriors called out, "Now, child, end it while it is weak." Aaron hesitated, not because of fear, but because a strange feeling moved through the bond. The honey badger seemed to pause too, as if waiting for something. The war beast looked at Aaron with one good eye, breathing heavily. It wasn't begging. It wasn't showing mercy. But Aaron felt something strange, a flicker of confusion inside the creature. A sense that it did not understand why it was fighting a child and a tiny glowing beast. Aaron placed his hand on the honey badger's back again. The creature looked at him, eyes filled with fierce loyalty. Aaron whispered, "Let's finish this together." The honey badger nodded slightly. They moved forward as one. The war beast tried to rise, but its strength was fading. Aaron's energy and the honey badger's cosmic power combined, forming a bright sphere of blue light around them. The giant creature roared and swung its claws again, but the strike passed through the light harmlessly. Aaron raised his hand. The honey badger crouched low, preparing its final attack. Their combined energy pulsed outward. The battlefield fell silent. Every warrior, beast, alien, or silver-armored watched as the bond reached its peak. And the war beast's final cry shook the entire land. The final cry of the war beast echoed into the sky, shaking the air as the bright blue sphere of energy expanded around Aaron and the honey badger. For a moment, it felt like the world held its breath. Dust rose, light shimmered. Every creature on the battlefield froze, unsure of what would happen next. The war beast's huge body trembled, its wings folding slowly as the energy pulsed through it. Then its legs gave way, and it collapsed to the ground with a heavy thud that shook the soil beneath everyone's feet. The giant creature lay still, defeated. Its glowing red eye dimmed until only darkness remained. Aaron stood with the honey badger beside him, both of them breathing hard. The blue glow around them faded little by little, settling back into the honey badger's fur. Aaron felt the bond loosen slightly, not because it weakened, but because the danger had passed. He placed a hand on the creature's back, feeling its heartbeat steady again. The silver-armored warriors lowered their weapons. The leader stepped forward, watching the fallen war beast with a long breath. "It is done," the leader said. "The child and the starborn beast have overcome it." But the battle beasts did not accept defeat easily. Their leader roared in anger and grief. The roar was filled with rage, but also surprise that something so small had brought down their greatest living weapon. The other beasts stepped back, unsure whether to run or attack again. Their pride had been shattered. Their confidence was broken. They had never faced an enemy like this. The honey badger growled softly, warning them to stay back. Aaron stayed close, feeling the power inside the creature still glowing faintly. The leader of the battle beast slammed its claws into the ground, cracking the soil. It glared at Aaron with burning fury, but also fear. The creature lowered its head slightly, then slowly stood tall again. It pointed its broken spear at Aaron, shouting something in its rough language. The silver-armored leader stepped forward. "Your war is over," it said firmly. "The child is under our protection." The beast leader snarled, but its voice had lost its strength. It looked around at its troops, seeing hesitation in their eyes. Even the strongest warriors looked uncertain. The sight of the fallen war beast had shaken them deeply. Slowly, one by one, the beasts began stepping back. Their heavy feet left cracks in the ground as they retreated. The leader growled again, but even it knew the battle was lost. It pointed one last time at Aaron, as if marking him for the future, then turned away. The remaining beasts followed, disappearing into the distance with heavy steps that grew quieter and quieter until the field was silent. Aaron watched them go, his small body trembling with exhaustion. The honey badger nudged his hand gently, sensing he was tired. Aaron sat down in the grass, breathing slowly, trying to calm his shaking limbs. The silver-armored warriors surrounded him protectively, making sure no hidden enemies approached. The silver leader knelt beside Aaron. "You have done what no one expected," it said. "Your bond with the starborn beast saved this settlement, and perhaps far more." Aaron looked up at it. "I just didn't want anyone to get hurt," he said softly. The leader's voice softened too. "Sometimes the smallest hearts hold the greatest strength." The honey badger curled beside Aaron, its fur warm and glowing gently. Aaron leaned against it, feeling comfort and peace after the long fight. The creature's energy soothed him like a warm blanket. Even though he was only a child, he felt stronger than he ever had. Not because of power, but because he had faced fear and not run away. A soft breeze moved across the field. The grass danced gently. The sun began to break through the clouds again, bathing everything in golden light. The other silver warriors approached quietly. One of them placed a small silver badge in Aaron's hand. "This is a symbol of our people," the warrior said. "You are now a friend of the Starborn Guard." Aaron looked at the badge. It was shaped like a small star with rays of light spreading from its center. He held it tight, feeling its smooth surface. "Thank you," he whispered. The warrior nodded. "We will help rebuild your settlement. We will make sure the battle beasts do not return soon." The leader looked at the honey badger. "As for the starborn beast, it has bonded with you for life. It will not leave your side unless you choose to send it away." Aaron shook his head quickly. "I don't want it to go anywhere." The honey badger let out a low, pleased sound, almost like a purr. The leader stood. "Then you are partners now, guardians of each other." Aaron smiled for the first time since the battle began. He stood slowly and placed his hand on the honey badger's head again. The creature closed its eyes briefly, enjoying the touch. The silver warriors began walking toward their ship, preparing to help the town and scan the area for danger. Aaron and the honey badger followed them. The sun warmed their backs as the wind carried away the last echoes of the battle. When they reached the edge of the settlement, people began to gather. Many had hidden during the fight, but now they stepped out with wide eyes, staring at Aaron and the glowing creature beside him. Murmurs spread through the crowd. Fear, then surprise, and finally pride shone on their faces. Aaron's mother rushed forward, tears in her eyes. She hugged him tightly. "I was so scared," she whispered. "I thought I lost you." Aaron embraced her as the honey badger sat calmly beside him, its presence gentle now. "I'm okay," Aaron said softly. "I wasn't alone." The mother looked at the creature with awe and fear, but Aaron smiled and touched the honey badger's head again. "This is my friend." The honey badger blinked slowly in acceptance. The silver-armored leader stepped forward and addressed the people. "Your colony is safe for now, but know this, your child has formed a bond with a starborn beast. Such a bond has not been seen for many generations." Whispers spread again. People stared at Aaron with amazement. The leader continued, "This child may one day be known across the stars." Aaron blushed, lowering his eyes. He didn't feel like a hero. He felt like a tired boy who wanted a warm meal. But the honey badger nudged him again, as if reminding him that the journey wasn't ending. It was just beginning. As the sun set behind the hills, painting the sky with soft orange light, Aaron walked into the settlement with the honey badger at his side.